Now this is something all the OG Panther car owners have been preaching about for years. What if I told you you don't need some fancy exhaust system to make some truly noticeable horsepower out of your Crown Victoria, Town Car, Grand Marquis, out of any Panther car? So save yourself those $400 you were gonna spend on a reputable exhaust system and instead spend 60 bucks on one of these. And take the rest of that money, the rest of that $400, you just spent 60 on a reciprocating saw, take the rest and spend it on a decent Marty tune, or get yourself some badass ADTR suspension parts for your car. By the end of this video, you'll see that just getting rid of your factory exhaust mufflers, yeah, it's enough to free up a decent amount of horsepower. But to be honest, that's not even what shocked me the most. It turns out that cutting off your catalytic converters produces even more horsepower than everything. It really did truly shock me, and you guys are going to see the proof for yourself in today's video. Now, for years people have been calling me crazy, people have been saying that it doesn't work, but today I have proof, guys. I have dyno proof that the best way to make some very easy horsepower on these cars truly is the cheapest option. Oh, it's gonna get good. So what you guys are about to see is an actual exhaust dyno experiment conducted by YouTuber Fasterproms. You can find the link to the video that I'm going to be referencing today in the video description of this video. So the gist of the video is he was donated an old 2003 Crown Victoria to test out with his dyno to see if an exhaust system like Flowmaster or MagnaFlow would actually produce some horsepower over your stock OEM exhaust setup. And this guy took it a step further. He said, we're going to test an aftermarket exhaust system like MagnaFlow and Flowmasters, but we're going to remove the actual mufflers off the car and dyno it, and then we're going to remove the cats off the car and dyno it. And let's just say that the results of these experiments were truly shocking. Now, we all know that these cars had one of the worst exhausts from factory. Remember, these were grandma cars, these were cop cars. They were meant to idle for a long time. They were meant to be quiet and as comfortable as humanly possible. While I'm at it, let me show you guys the latest decal I got for the one-eyed Panther. Check it out, man. What do you guys think? If you can read that, if you know, you know. Now, if you're just getting into the Crown Vic game and you're looking for different exhaust options, let me show you what a stock exhaust sounds like on a stock P71 Crown Victoria. All right, so this is the startup. I don't even know if the camera's picking up that the exhaust is on, that the car is turned on. But just so you can hear it a little bit better, we're gonna rev it up a little bit. That's shameful. That is shameful. Now, an obvious solution to pick up some more horsepower for this old boat is to upgrade your exhaust system. And whether you believe me or not, there are people out there who will spend upwards of $400 on a official name brand exhaust system, whether it's MagnaFlow, or Flowmaster, which are usually the two most popular exhaust systems that people go with these cars. Official exhaust system where it brings the whole piping, everything. It can run you up to $400 easily. And for the most part, you know what? It actually works. As you guys are about to see on a stock Vic, having any exhaust besides the stock one will pick you up some horsepower.
Let's check out our baseline. That was 258 horsepower, exactly as it sits right here, right now.
So if you have the extra $400 laying around and you want to pick up yourself an official exhaust system for your Crown Victoria, and you don't want to deal with the obnoxious, loud droning, then yes, an official name brand exhaust is the best option. And for most people, it's going to be the best way to go. In this case, up to 8 more horsepower over stock. However, if that Joe Biden 10K student loan check hasn't come through yet, or you're building a freaking race car, I mean, yeah. Or if you happen to have firearm related hearing loss, again, like myself, then a good old-fashioned old school muffler delete is the way to go. Now, besides the obnoxiously loud droning, simply hacking off your stock OEM exhaust truly is the best way to go. As a matter of fact, the results, the only word I have for the results is shocking.
All right, so we're gonna pull this thing forward and we're gonna chop off those mufflers and see what happens. So we have our results on our removal of the muffler, and this is kind of along the lines of what I would pretty much kind of expect. So down low in certain areas, we're picking up a very moderate amount of power, not a whole lot, that's like 5 right there, and by about 5,200 RPM, we're about 8, and at our peak, we're looking at just about almost 11 right there. So
you guys saw that? 265 horsepower. That's 7 more over a proper exhaust and 15 more over the stock OEM setup. Now, if you watch the full video, like I said, which is going to be in the video description of this video, you will notice that the car does lose a little bit of low-end power. But if anybody knows anything about these cars, they make their power at the very end of that power band. That is when these things really shine, and that is where those 15 horsepowers, 15, really do come in handy. Personally, for me, the muffler delete is the Goldilocks zone. Not only does it check off the affordability boxes, but it also checks off the performance and sound boxes as well. But if you have zero respect for your ears and neighbors, then this last part will truly shock you. So there's a part of the video that, just for shits and giggles, the guy decides to just completely cut off the rear cats. He then takes the car to the dyno and gives it one more run.
So now let's see what happens when we remove the cats. We're going to go open headers. Okay, so as what we can see right there is the gains of what we have from our baseline to pulling off the mufflers and then to going and pulling off the entire exhaust system. So we picked up another 8 additionally right there.
271 horsepower. That is 6 more over the muffler delete and 21 more over stock OEM exhaust setup. Holy crap, I was not expecting that. Now, I used to have a Vic that had the cats removed, and although I did notice it lost significant amount of torque, it did, however, improve my quarter-mile times when I took it to the drag strip. And the dyno experiments that this guy did just proved what my butt dyno was telling me all along. Although, if I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, I would truly advise against cutting off the cats off your car. I've rode like that for 2 years. It was the most obnoxious, annoying thing, especially if you make long trips to work or just in general if you daily drive the car. Race car all day, every day, do whatever you want. Not to mention the almost 50 pounds worth of old rusty steel weight reduction that you'll be taking off the car by getting rid of those old freaking tin cans. Now, if you guys excuse me, I have some deleting to do. See ya.